known as the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation and Greenfield Village, and as the Edison Institute, is a history museum complex in the Detroit suburb of Dearborn, Michigan, United States. The museum collection contains the presidential limousine of John F. Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln's chair from Ford's Theater, Thomas Edison's laboratory, the Wright Brothers bicycle shop, the Rosa Parks bus, and many other historical exhibits. It is the largest indoor-outdoor museum complex in the United States and is visited by over 1.7 million people each year. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1969 as Greenfield Village and Henry Ford Museum and designated a National Historic Landmark in 1981 as Edison Institute. for its founder, the automobile industrialist Henry Ford, and based on his efforts to preserve items of historical interest and portray the Industrial Revolution. The property houses homes, machinery, exhibits, and Americana of historically significant items as well as common memorabilia, both of which help to capture the history of life in early America. It is one of the largest such collections in the nation. Henry Ford said of his museum,
"I am collecting the history of our people as written into things their hands made and used. When we are through, we shall have reproduced American life as lived, and that, I think, is the best way of preserving at least a part of our history and tradition."
The Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation began as Henry Ford's personal collection of historic objects, which he began collecting as far back as 1906. Today, the 12-acre, 49,000 square meters, site is primarily a collection of antique machinery, pop culture items, automobiles, locomotives, aircraft, and other items. The museum features a 4K digital projection theater, which shows scientific, natural, or historical documentaries, as well as major feature films. An Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. The 1961 Lincoln Continental, SS 100X, in which President John F. Kennedy was riding when he was assassinated. The rocking chair from Ford's Theater, in which President Abraham Lincoln was sitting when he was shot by John Wilkes Booth. George Washington's camp bed. A collection of several fine 17th and 18th century violins, including a Stradivarius. Thomas Edison's alleged last breath in a sealed tube. Buckminster Fuller's prototype dim-action house. The bus on which Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to give up her seat, leading to the Montgomery bus boycott. Igor Sikorsky's prototype helicopter. Fokker Trimotor airplane that flew the first flight over the North Pole. Bill Elliott's record-breaking race car clocking in at over 212 miles per hour at Talladega in 1987. Fair-bottom Bob's, the Newcomen engine. A steam engine from Cobb's Engine House in England. A working fragment of the original Holiday in Great Sign. Chesapeake and Ohio Railway 2666 Allegheny Class Steam Locomotive No. 1601, built by Lima Locomotive Works in Lima, Ohio. The Allegheny was the third most powerful steam locomotive ever built, after the Union Pacific Railroad Big Boy locomotive and the Pennsylvania Railroad Q2 class locomotive. Toyota Prius sedan, the first mass-produced hybrid vehicle. Behind the scenes, the Benson Ford Research Center uses the resources of the Henry Ford, especially the photographic, manuscript and archival material which is rarely displayed, to allow visitors to gain a deeper understanding of American people, places, events, and things. The research center also contains the Ford Motor Archives. To commemorate the 100th anniversary of the sinking of the RMS Titanic, the Henry Ford Museum exhibited a vast array of artifacts and media documenting the Titanic's voyage and demise. The exhibit was hosted from 31 March to the 30th of September 2012.